For this week's memo to Trump, I want to address the lame duck president's increasingly pathetic sore loser syndrome. Mr. President, it's been over a month since the election results became clear. You lost. Even your favorite network, Fox News, knows it's true. And in the weeks since that call, your losing margin has only grown. Joe Biden's popular vote lead now tops 7 million. And in the all-important Electoral College, well, Biden enjoys the same lead that you had over Hillary Clinton 4 years ago. You know, the lead you called a landslide? Despite the fact that Clinton walloped you in the popular vote by nearly 3 million ballots, she provided a lesson in grace that you could learn from, Mr. President. She gave a concession speech the very next day and even dutifully applauded at your inauguration in her capacity as a former First Lady. But all Clinton has gotten out of her post-political life is a best-selling book, rewarding charity work, and more time with a family that loves her. And if none of those things interest you, Mr. President, let's take a look at other presidential losers. Maybe you might be inspired by one of their examples. Al Gore actually had much more reason than you to whine about a stolen election. The Supreme Court stepped in and stopped the recount in Florida while George W. Bush was ahead by fewer than 600 votes. But as outgoing vice president, Gore welcomed Bush to the White House in the transition period and applauded his rival on Inauguration Day. And after that show of humility, Gore went on to live one of your dreams, Mr. President. He ran a television network and even won an Emmy Award, something you've whined about never accomplishing. But maybe you need a Republican example. The last one-term president was George H.W. Bush. When it became clear that Bill Clinton defeated him in 1992, he welcomed the Clintons to the White House and attended the inauguration in clear support of the will of the people and a peaceful transition of power. And when Ronald Reagan ended Jimmy Carter's bid for a second term in 1980, the Carters welcomed the Reagans to the White House and attended the inauguration. Do you see the pattern here, Mr. President? The losers of these elections behaved like actual adults, accepting their loss with dignity and were welcomed back into polite society as respected statesmen. And if that's not enough for you, we'll go all the way back to 1960 and the election between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. Kennedy, of course, defeated Nixon, and the outgoing vice president nonetheless participated in the transition and attended the inauguration. Nixon went on to be elected president 8 years later. So, Mr. President, at the risk of asking you to follow in the footsteps of Richard Nixon, you'll see by his example that all is not lost, if and only if you behave like an adult. Drop your hopeless lawsuits that have been tearing at the heart of American democracy. Stop spinning conspiracy theories about an election you lost fair and square. And if you must inflict another Trump presidential campaign on the world, at least have the dignity to wait until after the inauguration to launch it. And if you want the spotlight, your best bet is to attend the inauguration and hope Joe Biden is gracious enough to shake your hand for the cameras. We'll be right back.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.